Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Gary's Movie Emporium. It's Friday, August 28th. A little bit of a different backdrop here today, guys. I just thought I'd try this look just to see what everybody thought. Got a little bit of the physical media in the background. They're all DVDs in this video today. I'd like to thank everybody that watched my last video. It's somewhere in the 250 view range, and it's still being viewed, so I'm really happy about that. I got all DVDs in this video today. I still got plenty more I can show. First out of the batch here is Along with the Gods, the last 49 days. Fantastically entertaining, says Blood Brothers. There's that one. A little bit better lighting this way too. Tell me what you guys think, if it's better lighting or or whatever. But this is Well Go USA Entertainment release. It says enjoy the overwhelming spectacle of it all. Los Angeles Times. The fantasy epic that smashed box office records in Korea reaches its thrilling climax in Along with the Gods, the last 49 days, as the deceased soul Soo Hung and his three afterlife guardians face the remaining trials to obtain the reincarnation. The guardians come face to face with the buried truth of their tragic time on Earth, 1,000 years ago, culminating in a final battle with a rogue god. So, disc has bonus features. Character intros, production documentary, and a slew of trailers on it as well. And there's the back. And next up, you get the classic Western series. The Lone Ranger, U.S. Marshal, Shotgun Slade, and the Cisco Kid. This is famous Westerns, and like I said, this is 28 episodes. And I opened this one because I thought it was a runner. It turns out it's a door. The first one has Lone Ranger and U.S. Marshal John Bromfield, and then the second has this. I've had this disc, this one, already in another Echo Bridge set. This has the Cisco Kid and Shotgun Slade. I've already talked about that in another video. You could always go back and see what I said about it. But it's basically comprised up of four different topics for this Western series, which has Lone Ranger, U.S. Marshal, Cisco Kid, and Shotgun Slade. I guess it's just a bunch of what I see episodes. So there's that one. And next up, we got a 4 bonus movie pack here. Has Sam Elliott and James Whitmore on the cover. Well, at least it has Sam Elliott on the cover. I Will Fight No More Forever. Pretty much I see anything with Sam Elliott Western, it's going to be a part of the collection. Because he was in a really good movie that I saw in school called The Sackett's. About a bunch of Sackett brothers. There was him, Sam Elliott, I can't think of his name. Oh, Tom Selleck. And I don't remember the third brother. He wasn't in as much stuff as these two. And, obviously he's not as popular as these two actors. But this contains Aces and Eights, starring Ernest Borgnine. Rebellion, starring Lita Cortez. Hit the Saddle. Let's see. Oh, it says Robert Livingston. Okay. And then it says One-Eyed Jacks, and that stars Marlon Brando and Carl Malden. Pretty happy about that. I don't have a lot of Marlon Brando. Or Carl Malden, for that matter, either. But more of a Marlon Brando fan than Carl Malden. But Let's see. And then next up, I got a movie starring Keira Knightley, Kate Blanchett, Paul Bettany, Hugh Jackman, and the late great James Gandolfini. Stories of lost souls. What defies expectations leads to the unpredictable. I guess this is like an anthology or something, because it says it's in the spirit of Twilight Zone. It's 6 short stories of conquest, desperation, and perseverance, featuring remarkable performances by an all-star cast. This is an American video film from Sterling. It's Dolby Digital. It says it's 90 minutes and it's only formatted for Region 1. It's 2005. I'm not sure. Hopefully this doesn't fall into the category of the movie The 10, where it's got disc rot and it won't play, because I get kind of leery when I see something with America written on it or whatever, because the company that made The 10 has a name similar to this. And any copies I ever bought, I always tested them and they never played. So if you ever see The 10, you might find one that does play, but anyone I've ever bought that I put in my player, it doesn't play at all. I got one to play and it played pixelated, so there's something severely wrong with that one. So try to avoid The 10 if you can. And then next up, I got a movie starring Kane Hodder, Bill Moseley, Dee Wallace, and the late great Sid Haig. It's called Death House, dubbed by fans as being the Expendables of horror. It says John Squires of Bloody Disgusting. It does have that Expendables look to it, though, with the like extensive number of like blades and saw blades and stuff on this. Because like in Expendables, I have the like artillery lined up with I don't know if it's a skull, but they have them like all lined up like that. And I mean, it is basically about the best. And with the Expendables, it's about the best in action and former action stars. And a lot of in this right here has like a lot of the horror icons over the years. And it kind of does have that Expendables look to it. And it comes with this inside. It says it's Death House cast autographs. I don't know if this was put in here in case you saw someone like Kane Hodder, he could sign this. I don't know if that's what it means. But here's the disc. That's for really nice looking DVD cover art, or not cover art, but to the disc art. Kind of much like the cover. And then next up, I've got a movie called Saltwater Atomic Shark. The Coast Will Be Toast. Starring Jeff Fahey, Rachel Brooks Smith, and David Faustino. I believe David Faustino is the one who plays Bud in Married with Children. I think I'm right on that one. I don't see him on the back here, but kind of hard to tell what it's fully about. I mean, I know it's about a saltwater shark, but the sticker's over the back and I can't quite read it. This was probably, I would almost be 100% sure this was on Sci-Fi Channel at some point. Like a Saturday premiere kind of thing at one point. It's an ITN distributing an MVD visual release. It's 5.1 Dolby Digital, which I'm happy with that. 1 by 78 by 1. 2016. And if I didn't say it's 85 minutes. There's the back. And then onto some animation here. This is Spiderman, the new animated series, The Ultimate Face Off. I've seen a lot of people in their videos get this one, so pretty happy with getting that. It's 5.1. Sony Pictures release along with Columbia TriStar. It's approximately 64 minutes though. That's the only problem with it. It's really what I'd call a thin entertainment, release here, because it's like by the time you get into it, it'll be over. That's the only bad part. I like these animated ones to clock in anywhere between 80, 90 minutes, somewhere around there. Slightly over would be fine too, but when they're like 60, it's just like hard to take, to get too much into them, at least in my eyes. And then next up, we got the 123 Sesame Street, learning about letters. Got this for my son Joseph. With the help of his Sesame Street friends, Big Bird leads Snuffy on a fun-filled trip through the alphabet. Cookie Monster sings the praises of C for Cookie, of course, while Oscar loves I and Icky ice cream cones. Special guest Lena Horne joins in on all the musical fun as well. Whether you have a favorite letter or love them from A to Z, you'll find them all here in delightful alphabetical disorder. And it's got letters everywhere, the letter M, and the ABC song. ABC song, I grew up on that one as a kid. I remember this being, like, at the time, like, very memorable, because what would happen is characters would form into the letter and alphabet. Like, these guys here were probably doing H because of the way they're standing. It was a really clever way to get kids to learn how to do the alphabet. But I checked out Sesame Street recently. It's still got a lot of the charm of the original, but to me it will never be as good as when it first started. A lot of the great character actors and stuff in it are gone now, and I still can't get past what happened with the voice of Elmo, what he did. And I kind of wished Sesame Street would have phased the character out. I know he's a popular seller, but just after that happened, I would have laid off the character for a little while because of what the guy did that played Elmo. I just wish they would have kind of phased him out and then maybe brought him back. But it felt like he did what he did, and then like a year or two later, let's emphasize Elmo all over again. That's my only complaint about the current product of Sesame Street, is they should have never allowed that character back, for especially right now with the country under so much protest and stuff. I mean, I there's reasons to protest, and that with the killings that the cops have done, I understand that 100%. But I don't know why stuff like this isn't protested. Like, this guy, I believe, was a child molester or something, or did something to children, and how come people weren't protesting that? That's disgusting. This is a kid's program, But on to the next one. 15 film action collection starring Chuck Norris, Logan's War, and Bound by Honor. It says The President's Man, The President's Man in a Line in the Sand, Chaos Factor, CIA, Target Alexa. Target Alexa stars, I was thinking it starred Cynthia Rothrock, but I guess it don't. It stars Lorenzo Lamas and Kathleen Kinmont. I think they were either married or went out at one point. Kathleen Kinmont played in Bride of Reanimator, in case you were wondering. The Master Touch, starring Kirk Douglas. High Risk is a movie starring James Brolin. Kill Cruise, The Great St. Louis Bank Robbery, starring Steve McQueen. My dad would love that. Death Sentence, starring Cloris Leachman, or Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies movie. Black Brigade, starring Richard Pryor, which I think I've discussed in another video. That I'm just glad to have that. The Final Come Down. There's nobody in that they put on the back here. The Joe Louis story starring Coley Wallace. And Stigma. And then Commandos, stars Lee Van Cleef, about a U.S. Army Sergeant Sullivan in this war adventure about a group of misfit soldiers he trains to stage a daring mission in North Africa. And that was Commandos. I'm going to open this here. Has a little bit of a cardboard sleeve here. Tell you what's on the disc. And then I'll proceed to showing you how many discs this comes with. I know it comes with quite a few. There's disc 1. And there's disc 2. Kind of plain, that second disc here. At least the first one had like army soldiers or something on the front. Kind of gave it a, and this is just, I mean, this is just plain ugly. But at least it's, you know, kind of like a Metallica version of the Black Album, so at least it's something. That worked for Metallica, kind of works for this disc, but it's kind of ugly at the same time. But second disc is just horrible. It's like really plain wallpaper. And then, like I said, this first disc is kind of fancy versus the other in terms of the way the second and third disc look. But that's a 3-disc set there for $1. And that's the Chuck Norris set. And then I got Sid the Science Kid, Sid's Spooky Halloween, a science spectacular. It's right here. Only 45 minutes on this one though, so that's the bummer. 2011. I don't like these really short ones because, like I said, you get into these. Even if you're not into kids programs like this, you even if you sit down to just watch it with your kid, you're gonna be like getting up as soon as you sit down to put in something else because it'll be over just like that, you know. As a bonus story, Sid's Healthy Day, Spanish language option. It's from End Circle Entertainment. It's a Jim Henson company, I guess. I take it's probably his son that is keeping the properties of Jim Henson alive, I'm assuming. Seeing Jim Henson died at an early age. I've read reports that Jim Henson died because he had a really bad something to do with his teeth, and he let it go really bad, and then like got into his nasal cavity, and he died from infection that spread to his parts of his body. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's what I read that once in an article, which was unfortunate because he still had so many years ahead of him, and you know, and he brought all the puppets from Sesame Street, and you know, different. I think they had something to do with Fraggle Rock and things like that. So it's unfortunate. And he's well missed by everybody. Then I got a David Leo Schultz film. It's called Brenna. It's a sequel to Ragamuffin. I don't even think I've ever seen Ragamuffin at the Dollar Tree. I've seen this like a lot of times. It says a sequel to Ragamuffin, and I'm always looking for Ragamuffin. Maybe somebody knows if there's a Ragamuffin movie out there that you can even pick up. Kind of almost looks like something, what's his name? Played in Andy Griffith. Oh, Andy Griffith. Almost looks like something Andy Griffith would have played in when he was doing acting. because on the back, it kind of has like Andy Griffith look about him, right? Where is it? Right here, and then like up here. But this is a faith kind of movie. It's from SP Releasing. It's an Echo Bridge acquisition. It's from 2017. It says in this little window here, it says it's a storm approaches the Gulf Coast. An alcoholic ex-priest, Brennan Manning, must rely on a troubled ragamuffin to get home to New Orleans to save his marriage before it's too late. Maybe somebody out there could tell me what a ragamuffin is. I have no idea. I guess it must be maybe a street person, because, the rags and stuff that they wear. I have no idea. It must be a southerly thing or something to call somebody a ragamuffin, because I have no idea what that is. It's English, 16 by 9, 115 minutes. Like I said, it's from 2017. And maybe somebody would be lucky and maybe in a trade I can get ragamuffin if I can find it. I have no idea. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know what it looked like if I did see it. I'd probably stumble onto it. And then I got a movie starring John Malkovich and Stanley Kubrick. Oh wait, no, not Stanley Kubrick. It says John Malkovich is not Stanley Kubrick. Okay, that's kind of confusing me because I don't think I've ever seen Stanley Kubrick really star in anything. He directs films. It's a sly, enormously entertaining romp from Variety called Color Me Kubrick. I've seen this at a lot of the Dollar Trees. My wife kind of laughed at me for picking it up. She goes, "God, you get some really corny movies sometimes." Can't say as I don't agree with her, but I don't know, just something about it looked interesting. It's from 2005, 5.1, 1 by 78 by 1. It's a 2007 Magnolia Pictures release. It says it's hilariously fearless performance from John Malkovich and scathingly funny. John Malkovich gives a hilarious tour de force as Alan Conway, a con man who successfully passed himself off as the famed and notoriously reclusive director Stanley Kubrick for the last decade of the filmmaker's life, despite knowing very little, I should say. What he may be throwing to, I don't know. But it'd be a farce of the highest order if it weren't somehow based on a truish story. So this guy's trying to live like Stanley Kubrick, and he's trying to get people to believe that that's who he is, and he's been kind of living a lie for, the last 10 years? Yeah, something like that. Special features, making of feature being Alan Conway. It looks alright. It's got to be better than Predator World that I watched last night. Man, the CGI was terrible in that movie I watched last night. I like Cool Duder's performance, and I thought it was funnier than heck, but there's way too much nudity in it. I get having nudity in horror because it kind of goes hand in hand, but there was just way too much of it, way too much blatancy of it. It's not something you can sit around and watch with your 20-something and up age family. You can't. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't feel comfortable watching it. The effects were terrible. I've watched Wild Eye, a company that releases horror and sci-fi movies. They made that, and it just was not very good. I've watched a lot of their other stuff. I liked a lot of their other stuff, but this was some really shoddy made stuff. The story wasn't too bad when you could get past all the other stuff, but it just like a lot of it was like really badly done with the effects, and I don't know. I guess that one wasn't my cup of tea. Neither was I didn't care for another one of theirs either. It was Can't remember what it was called. I can't remember. It was poorly done either way. But next up in the final DVD I got here, excuse me, stars Paul Rudd and Donald Logue, The Size of Watermelons. So you want to make a movie? Has Rob Schneider, Kristen Bell, and Jenna Dewan in it too. Has bonus movies: 50 Pills, American Virgin, Far Out Man, and Busted. So I got Far Out Man again. I think they crammed it all on one disc though. I'm gonna talk about the main feature here though. Slacker of a art student, Alex, Paul Rudd, is suddenly inspired to make a documentary about his about his friend Gnome's Donald Logue campaign to free Hawaii. While putting together a motley film crew and unexpectedly stumble across the girl of his dreams, Maggie, Eon Sky, he discovers that Gnome, along with the film's funding, are nowhere to be found. This is from, 1996, this movie. It was came to fruition through Alliance Atlantis. It's 92 minutes. It has some sexual content, so that's not going to be too bad. But getting back to the other movies that are on this, I had bought Far Out Man on eBay, and turns out the Far Out Man's on here, but I wanted to have the sole purpose of the movie, to like be by itself. So I mean, I got a backup here. Hopefully it's not too bad a quality, but I opened this one too because I thought maybe it was a runner. I think it's on 2 discs here. Yeah, this is an Echo Bridge as well. No, this is a bunch of movies crammed on here. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. These are going to be really bad quality. And I'm sorry, but that's really ugly disc art. Could have been a little bit more creative with it than that. But, yeah, that wraps up the video. That wraps up what I picked up. I got more disc I can show. I hope everybody liked that video. I'm sorry it's clocking in at about a half an hour, but I like to talk a little bit about the halls and stuff, about certain parts of the hall, like certain movies, because I feel like if I leave them off, then people won't know whether to get them or not, or, and there's certain ones here that you just don't see all the time, and I like to talk about those ones a lot too. But everybody, I'm happy you liked the last video. Was somewhere go halfway to 300 views. Hope this one gets as many as that. Maybe it won't get that many, but even if I get in that 100 and up, I'm happy. I'm happier than all get out, Thanks for watching, and I might do one again tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on how quick I get around in the morning. But thank you for watching, and thank you for taking in another video from Gary's Movie Emporium. Have a good day, everybody. See you later. Bye.